Hello and welcome to the Psychic Wave podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Sanyshyn, and on this episode, I spoke with Tony, or he's also known as Hubbabaloo. And Hubbabaloo is an entity that books shows for bands and also a recording studio where Tony does analog recording on a 1971 Muscle Shoals console. It's a really awesome big hunk of equipment, and they do great stuff. It's local bands and things like that, but they're getting more people to come in because they've got some awesome analog technology. I first met Tony at the Continental Room, a bar that I frequent a lot, and I thought it was going to be just him on today's podcast, but he brought his friend Brent, which was a nice surprise. As I found out, they were in a band together called Pipsqueak. And the best part of all this is we had a spur-of-the-moment idea, their idea, in fact, that we record them doing a song. So we turned this little podcast space into a live performance little spot, and we got video of that and audio of that at the end of this podcast. So I'm really excited for that. It came out great. They played great. It was super fun, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Thanks. First episode of the Psychic Wave podcast, and I am with Tony and Brent. And I know Tony through many fucking things, Continental Room, and then Hubbabaloo, which is a recording studio. Right on. So I first met you at the Continental through Tiff, I think.
Yeah.
And I started going there a lot. But before we get into all your recording and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How did you get into the Continental Room, and then when did you start recording bands, or when did your music stuff really start?
The Continental Room, I got a job there through my friend Jeremiah. Mm-hmm. We call him Maya. He does sound for Burger now.
Nice.
I know that cat. But he got me a job doing sound there.
Cool.
But before that, I'd been playing, and recording in my garage a lot.
When'd you start playing?
I don't know, 14 or something.
Oh, okay.
What about Brent? 11.
Yeah. What were you guys playing? What'd you pick up first?
Guitar. Yeah. Electric.
The most fun. That's a good thing for like a 14-year-old or 11-year-old to pick up, because you get to be fucking loud and let the lead out a little bit.
As loud as your little 10-watt fucking practice amp.
Pick up your guitar, not your Colt 45.
You can later. Just learn your guitar skills first. Yeah.
You mean the gun, right? Not the beer.
Well, pick up that.
But I mean, even when you're young, it's like even a 10-watt amp, it feels fucking good. You're like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that?
No, for recording, small wattage amps are great because they distort quicker.
Right.
So it's like a more saturated sound. It sounds better on recording.
And your partner makes like his own amps, right?
Oh yeah, I work for Mike McHugh of the Distillery.
Okay.
That's what the whole studio is. It's basically the Distillery 2.0,
Okay. So, and that's
But I think we're gonna change the name to B2, because Mike McHugh's cousin actually designed the B2 plane.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's a perfect name then.
But so Mike's all about he's all about military spec, which means in the electronic world, it's up to spec, with military standards,
right.
NASA or aerospace or whatever.
I was watching.
So he likes building shit like microphones, and he's really savvy with recording with electronics.
I was watching an Eagles documentary that was on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they were recording with Glenn Johns. Oh. And then he was kind of like, They wanted to separate themselves from him a bit so they had more control over the recording because he did everything. The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they found a guy, or their manager found a guy who was doing the sonar stuff for like the military or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he had all this audio like knowledge.
Yeah.
And then he had never recorded bands before, and then went on
Okay.
to record the Eagles.
That's perfect.
So-
Because,
That's how
you know,
all shit starts. The military, the science.
well, shit, man. If you
Then
know
the
your
Eagles.
stuff, then you can't go wrong. you
Yeah.
know? It's not a big secret, you know. It's all, you just have to study what microphones do.
And then
and-
now they're doing
yeah.
the lost art of analog.
Yeah. Well, Mike's been doing it since the 90s. Like,
Or-
Right.
he was like a diehard analog guy.
Right.
And then even deeper, just like a vintage gear, you know,
Yeah. That's
diehard.
super fun.
Yeah.
So, like, when did you record your first band?
It was at my mom's house in Placentia, I think.
Okay. And it was just like a little setup.
But
with, like,
before
friends?
that, yeah, I recorded like my first ever recording experience was I was at Catella High School, and what was it? Shit, my friend like we were in a band called what was it, Smokestacks or the Perps or something, you know, like the Perp, but
Yeah.
we were called the Perps.
Yeah.
And we were like a rock and roll band. We were on to Led Zeppelin and stuff.
Yeah.
And we won the Battle of the Bands.
Funny.
And my friend he, like took his money and he bought a Fostex 4-track cassette machine and he gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he gave it to
he
you
tried to use it for a while and then he just gave it to me.
Oh, he wanted you to like learn it.
I guess he was
Yeah.
just like, you should have this, man. I was like, shit, I'll take it, you know. And I started recording our band with it, and then I joined another band, recorded that band, and then
And so you won the Battle of the Bands in high school.
yeah.
And then is that when you met Brent, or when did you guys?
No,
meet?
I met Brent later. This was I don't even know. Like
I don't even know.
that's
how
when
old you
Burger
are.
started. Whatever year that was. Like someone hit me up on MySpace. Hey, do you want to play guitar for our band? I was like, what? How do you even know I play guitar?
Yeah.
We met
And it
at
was
the
this-
No Bunny show, remember?
Because our friend
The
ZZ.
introduction.
This was our friend ZZ, and
That was
ZZ Ryder is his name. And
It's a cool ass name.
yeah,
one of his names, Jackie.
yeah, he goes by Jackie as well. I mean, he's just like
Christopher.
endowed by the
I'll tell
stars,
the
you
secret,
know.
Christopher.
It's like
Got it.
different personas.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think it was Lee of Burger Records who told me about you.
So somebody from
Yeah.
Burger hit you up and asked if you wanted
because
to be in a
I'm
band.
from Anaheim and so is Burger, and we were just all in bands around Anaheim. There used to be
Makeup
this
Party.
house called the Blanchard House.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started like doing roadie shit for the Makeout Party, which was like
Best
when
band in
Makeout Party
California.
when Makeout Party broke up. Two of the guys started Burger Records,
Oh, okay.
and we all went to the same high school.
Around
and
what
stuff.
year is this?
Well, they started.
Like 2010, maybe.
Did they start
Okay.
it?
Or no? Yeah, 12. I don't know.
What?
Let's look
They
it
started
up.
Burger Records when they wanted to put out Audacity, I thought, as the makeup.
Oh yeah, they all lived in a house together.
I saw Audacity when I was in junior high play a Battle of the Bands.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Where?
I wonder which one it was.
What?
Wait, what year did you win Battle of the Bands?
At Catella?
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you beat them?
I don't even know.
Were you playing? Was Audacity there as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. No.
Because it would just be funny. If
I actually was
there.
in another band called My Machete, who's playing at the Continental next Monday, and I won second place with them, and then first place with my other band.
Oh, nice.
So I had double the money, and we all went to Camelot.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So you got hit up by Burger, and then did you say yes automatically, or what happened?
No, they were my friends, and then they had put out his music,
Okay.
and then I played a show at Burger at the house. There was a Burger house at the time.
Yeah.
And Makeout Party house, basically.
Oh.
And then I played in a band with Dan, the singer of Makeout Party, and his girlfriend at the
Shotzi.
time, Tracy, and it was called Shotzi and Hazeltine. We should play some of that.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
some good shit.
So
But,
so around this time when he's getting hit up to join a
Yeah.
band by Lee, you said from Burger?
Well, I was playing with my friend
He was
Dan,
just
yeah.
connecting us, really.
And then
Okay.
ZZ hit me up asking me to play guitar for this band, and it so happened to be a Burger band.
So you knew ZZ?
No, I just met him at like the
He's
house
just
show.
social networking.
Yeah, he's
like
so
crazy.
social.
That's all he
Oh,
does.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, such a network.
So at that
butterfly.
same time, you were playing in a band, doing
Well-
stuff with friends, or what was going on?
No, it's a really fucking weird story, and
He recorded himself basically, and then I came on to play bass for the live shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much how I started doing things as well. I just was recording myself and then was like, fuck, I need a band.
Yeah.
You know?
I was a session guy pretty much,
Okay. All throughout high school or?
Like never had my own band anymore.
Yeah. That can be fun though. That's a good way to learn your chops.
Yeah. But
sorry, man.
it's cool.
So at some point you guys got together because you were telling me.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like
2009.
I'm trying to figure out the timeline here.
So let me tell the Pipsqueak story because it's pretty fucked up.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
the
all about me.
Oh, come on. I'll
No,
tell
I
it fast.
I'm
I
sorry.
saw the Audacity, became my favorite band. Then they led me to the Makeout Party, which introduced me to Bubblegum Pop, and they were my favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pretend I was obsessed with Lee from the Makeout Party, and I told him to listen to my music all the time. And then Dan punched me in the face at a show because I was up front listening to them, accidentally knocking over the microphone because people were pushing me.
Yeah.
And Dan just fucking
Decked
laid one on me, and that was that
Nice.
changed my career, man. Conversation starter.
He's like, I'm sorry,
yeah.
Dan.
I'm sorry my face got in the way of your...
Dan, you're an
No.
asshole.
No, he's not an asshole, though. I mean...
So Dan
Because
was
then they recorded us for free.
Dan was in Makeout Party?
Yeah, he's
okay.
the
And
songwriter.
Dan actually taught me how to record.
So Dan punches you in the face.
Dan Bush.
You had been trying to get talking to them and kind of around the scene. And so after he punches you in the face, you guys have a conversation and he listens to your music, or what happens?
Yeah, I just tell him essentially to listen to my music, too.
And he does.
And someone did, because
okay.
he hit me up to record at the house, the Blanchard house.
At the Burger House.
Yeah.
So
it was
388
on
past
MacArthur Manor.
So
in
what time are
Anaheim.
you both there at the burger?
That summer, probably.
Never. No.
No?
Oh yeah, he didn't record on it.
We didn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
I'm trying to...
but then like ZZ hit me up, like I said, and I went over to La Habra, which I'd never been to, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Anaheim, but I just never got out much. Like I never went to La Habra.
Yeah.
And then we
man,
started practicing in a La Habra garage somewhere, and then we went on tour for a whole month in an Astro van, all through the South and to New York and across the.
Well, how
north.
did that happen? So you're just recording in a garage in La Habra,
Yeah.
and then
We had a tape. We had a tape through Burger.
Okay, so
And
In
ZZ
Anaheim.
booked a tour on MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah, he I guess he had a bunch of connects on MySpace.
Okay.
And booked a tour. It
Got
was
it.
simple.
And he
you
got
know?
the Ultra Twist from
You have a
Italy.
band,
Mm-hmm.
You want
Italy,
to
and
tour.
they have their own record label, Bubka Records.
All you have to do is pitch in on gas and figure out money for food.
So that was the deal. He set it up, and he was like, just pitch in money for gas, food, and then we'll do a month tour.
Burger
Oh
probably
my
helped.
God, the
so.
Italians! We forgot about the Italians.
I said it. The Ultra Twist.
Okay.
Oh, Ultra Twist.
Well,
are
that
the
doesn't
Italians.
mean anything.
Yeah, I
I
was
said
like, what's
the
Ultra
Italian band Ultra Twist.
Twist? Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
That's alright.
Yeah.
So you're going on tour with them. Every stop is with them.
So they're okay.
Yeah,
so
8 people in an Astro.
let's
van.
go back in reverse a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Talk about the Ultra Twist.
Nico.
We should look them up. We should look up their songs.
We will, man. We'll do it all after.
Okay.
No, I know.
I want it now.
I know. I know. So
Nico.
you get hooked.
Nick, their singer was this blind man. Was probably in his late 30s or something.
He had his master's in philosophy.
They had never been to the States.
Okay.
4 Italians. We're all. He was 18. I was turning 21 the day we left. Pretty much.
And you lost your wallet.
Yeah, it was like in the summer.
Good way to start a tour.
It was so cool, man.
So how did these Italians come over to the U.S.? Who's hooking them up? Did they do it on
CZ.
their own dime?
We didn't hook them up. They flew here themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just stoked to.
It's a
do
DIY tour for all the way.
USA,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, so then
Pay for it
ZZ
yourself.
hits them up and
PIY.
PIY?
Pay it yourself.
Pay it yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys get hooked up with the band, you do a month of dates, and where do you go?
New York and back.
San Diego, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, I think. Mississippi,
Skip Florida.
Alabama, Georgia, and then up to New York, and then from there, like I forget
Washington,
those states up
DC.
there, Maine,
Yeah,
and shit.
I know.
We
like-
didn't hit Maine now.
yeah, we hit something
No.
weird and gnarly. It was like fucking crazy looking, man.
Yeah.
Like driving
crazy or bad crazy?
Driving in like weird, close to Alaska,
Oh yeah. Wait, you mean Canada?
Yeah.
That's the same place, right?
Yeah.
We
Alaska.
stopped in hell for a minute.
There's a place called Hell.
We played for the devil, and he liked us. He
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
The lakes, the Great
fire.
Lakes area.
So what
Lakes
was
of
like
Fire.
the best part of that?
Chicago,
that
Detroit.
Uh,
New York was cool. I like New York.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
We got kicked out of a bar.
that you were playing.
Yeah, we got gnarly kicked
Fuck
out.
James Woods.
What happened?
Like Auto Shrunken Head was the name of this bar. It was kind of like the
Auto Shrunken Head.
Auto Shrunken Head. Yeah, it was a dive bar.
Fuck you, James.
Awesome little
Woods.
dive bar, tiki shit. But the guy, I guess he got pissed for some reason, and he's
you
like,
have to
"Get
know
the
why.
fuck out of here!"
What happened?
Well,
There
ZZ, the drummer,
I
was
don't
like,
remember.
"Oh, can I borrow, this and that?" And I guess he got ticked off, and someone said something. He's like, "All right, you guys get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
if you don't want to play here or something."
Yeah.
And
He was
then
just an
he
aggro
kicked us
New
out.
York dude, I guess.
And then he's like, "Where are your drink tickets? Give me your drink tickets." And I was like, "All right, if you're kicking me out, like, I'm not gonna use them, dude. Like,
Yeah.
see ya. Like, I don't know where they are." And so I grabbed them because he kept fucking pestering me.
Yeah.
And he grabbed a drink out of our keyboardist Angie's face, and
So this guy just got upset that you guys were like asking him too many questions. And
I
just
think,
kinda...
yeah, I don't even remember.
I wasn't.
He's
even
like, "Who the
in
fuck
there.
is this band from California?"
I was
Yeah, these
loading
kids,
up.
because we were young, like 20, well,
Yeah.
18.
18
21.
to 20.
Just growing up, just
mid-20s,
figuring it out.
yeah.
Well, anyways, he hit Angie in the face with her beer, and she started bleeding all over the place.
He busted her lip
Who's
trying to take her beer
keyboardist.
mug
Okay.
from her
Oh
mouth.
shit!
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
dick.
And then he
And
threw
then-
a cymbal.
He threw me out like by my neck, just like grabbed me, and Audacity was outside.
Yeah, they were watching it all.
Yeah, Audacity
I'm full.
was in New York for some reason.
Oh,
At the
that's
same
funny.
time we were. It was like a weird. Was it a burger tour?
Go for it, man.
Was it related?
It definitely
to
was. We were spreading the burger word the whole tour.
No, but was it
gospel
like
tour.
a pre-booked thing where
No, I
Audacity?
think ZZ did most of
Maybe
it.
ZZ was following Audacity or something.
Okay.
No, we only saw him once, didn't we?
Oh, okay.
But that's funny that
They threw a ride cymbal at him after he threw him out too, by the neck. Or
Could've
whatever.
because the
Chop your
way I
neck
got
off.
kicked out of Pipsqueak, or or the team and the crew, was like they went on this cum stain tour, I think, or
No,
burger
it's
tour.
because ZZ moved to Athens,
Oh yeah,
Georgia.
okay.
This guy's just gonna lie to you all night long.
He's got all these.
We never went to Canada or Alaska, by the way, everyone.
No, we were close to Canada though. It was
Yeah, for
weird.
sure.
It was like this fucking
Not
crazy
me
lake
either.
that I don't even remember.
I like how
what
he's
it
acting
was.
like Canada's like the most foreign place. He's like,
I've never
dude,
been there.
Canada.
It's just
kind
so cool. It's so
forbidden
eye opening
treasure.
to go on a tour like that. Everyone should do it once.
Dude, it's amazing.
Everyone
I
should
can
do
only
it.
imagine. Like, we're not at that.
Even if you're packed
point.
in. What he did also was like, I brought a big thing of cheese puffs that my mom gave me, and
Those were gone in 2
and
days.
no, he didn't eat them. Like he was tired of them because we were so
Everyone
packed
hated
in
them.
there. Like
Oh yeah, that's
like
why.
everyone's jam packed in there.
They're
Yeah,
too big.
And
bored of everyone. and
there was
pissed off.
fireworks at a gas station for
New
some
Mexico.
reason in New Mexico, and he blew it up with an M80 or
Oh,
something.
nice.
Yeah,
Fuck these cheese puffs.
or he tried to.
It was firecracker.
Yeah.
See, I feel like
I got a good
he starts a
distance.
story and he's telling it like the
Yeah.
way he remembers it and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way he wants it to be, and then you're like, no, it wasn't an M80, it was a firecracker. You're like, tone it down, Tony.
That's basically our relationship.
That's how it felt.
That's
Like,
gonna be your nickname,
It
Tony.
felt like it was
I
an
hold
M80.
Tony's
It
collar.
hurt, like
Yeah.
it was an M80.
Yeah, no,
I need another beer, dude.
Yeah, man. What do you want?
How much are your PBRs? Just kidding. How much for a PBR?
I'm gonna call
Thanks
you
for
Tone
the
It
beer,
Down,
man.
Tony. Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's loud.
It's nice, man.
I like it.
feel like
This
they're
room
right.
is great for recording.
It's so not.
Really?
I mean, it's fun to
I like
practice
wooden
here,
floors, yeah.
but it is.
It's too ringy, huh?
Yeah, it's too ringy.
But I like ringy. You just gotta kind of.
It'll echo. We're gonna get a curtain back there. We're gonna get a curtain here, and then put like some backdrop, so so the sound stops
You
because it
should
does
have
echo.
shows here, yeah.
Huh.
I want to start with like have 3 bands do an acoustic set,
Okay.
and then just figure it out, and then have it be like friend invite only.
Yeah.
Because we could have a good 25, 50 people in here. if
Close
it's
off
friends.
this room, definitely.
Like a nice feel good rock and roll acoustic bluegrass, like infused, like
dude,
shit.
I just want to do it with people that have been on the podcast.
Yeah.
The bands that have been on the podcast, and have it be invite only.
Cool.
Dude, we should do a fucking barbecue. That's a great idea. I like this guy.
Barbecues
I'm
are
vegetarian.
great.
And you said barbecue?
Yeah, fuck it.
Put some corn
on
yeah.
there. This guy knows it. So Tony, tell him about the room.
No more
that
stories.
they used to
No more stories. Podcast is over.
No, reverb recording in the room and the wall of metal and all that.
The wall of sound.
Yeah. Or not.
I don't know.
All right.
Phil Spector.
I'm trying to
Sound.
bring it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To get a little timeline for people listening. So you're on this tour. You have the crazy tour experience. It's super fun.
Yeah.
You get back, and what's going on?
Well,
and this is what the band
played
Pipsqueak.
for a
I get
while.
confused.
This is the band Pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did the tour. You come back, and then what?
Well, I went to jail for a while.
Did you?
No.
Oh shit! I was like,
I got arrested, and that
Yeah,
kind
you
of
did.
fucked up a tour we were going to go on because I got a DUI.
Oh, okay.
Kind of fucked up my life a little bit, but
Ooh.
That'll do it.
Ooh. But yeah, that was fun. I like group therapy.
Yeah.
I find.
Then I just retreated to my garage and was recording myself, and that's how I started recording.
So
It's
no
easy.
band at that time. You're kind of just out of Pipsqueak.
Playing with Dan for a while still. We were called Jay Worthington Foul Fellows.
It's quite
And
the
then we were
tongue
called
twister.
the
Mary
Mary
Wells.
Wells. And we played a little bit with
Are
Dan
the
Bush.
Mary Wells?
Now
still
we're
playing?
called the Oil
It's a woman.
Pans. Have you heard of the Oil Pans?
I know of an oil. Pan.
We're playing right down the street at the Republic.
Oh, when?
For tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was at the Continental.
No, fuck the Continental.
Oh, you know what? I must have. Yeah. 'Cause I must
Straight
have. I must have seen something
kidding.
online for
I
sure
love the
because
Continental.
it was totally ringing a bell for sure. Oil
Yeah,
pans.
man.
So who's in the oil pans?
Dan Bush, he's the mastermind behind all the Burger Revolution shit.
Really?
He started the Makeout Party.
Recorded
Before
this
that, he
week.
was in a band called 4 Letter Words. But
They're
the
good.
Makeout Party, we should definitely play a song by them.
Yeah. for
They
sure.
started
Band
Burger
California.
Records like
Can you give me
hands down,
like
crazy
a
stuff.
layman's history of Burger Records? Because I of course know Burger Records, but I don't know. You
They
guys
did-
seem to be
They just
you
started
were around.
They just started putting out cassettes, and they were part of the scene that's going on in the States.
yeah, but
at
who's-
all times.
Who's they?
Well, I don't
The
know.
Makeup Party.
Just any like. They were part of like this kind of like rock and roll, punk.
I think
Circuit. I shouldn't
Just
say
like a
scene.
scene. What?
Just a circuit
They-
because it's all just people contacting each other about shows.
Right.
From
And so
what?
they started putting money together to release cassettes. Is that?
I guess they started putting out bands they liked, like Audacity. That was their first
Yeah.
ever release.
that's
I
why
think.
they
Oh,
formed.
really?
Yeah.
That's why they formed was to put out
Yeah, and
Audacity.
then
themselves.
Audacity made them big, I guess.
Wow. That's awesome. All right, so that's a good brief history. That makes sense.
But now they reissue stuff like that's. But they've always they've reissued a lot of old punk bands that are kind of obscure,
Okay.
and they kind of bring them out in the light. Do
They
some
do a lot
vinyl.
of shit.
A lot of, but there was like articles about them starting the cassette tape revolution. Like they brought it back or something.
Yeah, man. I remember
That's basically what they are.
the only time I ever saw a cassette,
And-
especially in
yeah.
high school, it was a Burger cassette.
Oh, and to me, it's just like, well, it's just, I saw them growing up, we all grew up together. My friend Jeremiah, who got me the job at the Continental, he showed me a lot of bands, and he showed me the Makeout Party. He brought me along,
Yeah.
It was basically just in Anaheim,
It was
group.
like going to parties.
Yeah,
Basically.
it was because they had that house called Blanchard over by the Taco Bell and State College in Anaheim.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
And I used to live across the street by the cemetery, the Sycamore Cemetery.
Okay.
And
I used to go to high school at Fairmont.
Fairmont, that's in Anaheim.
Yeah.
That's in like Anaheim Hills.
No, it's
Nearing.
La Palma and
Oh,
Brookhurst.
Really?
It's that fucking private school.
I used to skateboard there
Yeah.
when I was a kid. Yeah, like they had this badass rail or something. I don't even remember what it
They've
was.
got some good spots around there for sure. And then there's that high school right next to it. I forget.
I should say fucking skateboarding started everything for me. Like it showed me music.
Same thing, man.
Like art, anything artistic was skateboarding. That was the thing.
Same thing for me. It was like my dad was in bands. My dad skateboarded.
Yeah.
In the 90s, and he was in a band that was relatively successful. They were playing all the time with like No Doubt, Weezer.
Oh shit.
Kind of around the same
What are
stuff.
they called?
Bus Rider.
Wow. Mike McHugh probably knows about them. He's known about bands for so long in the local area.
My dad was
from
totally
Costa
part of the
Mesa.
scene. He had friends all over, but
Cool, man.
like it's just funny. Like you just around playing music, but skateboarding was definitely one of those things where I started skateboarding, and skateboarding was kind of like the introduction into like counterculture, where you're like, I'm gonna be a little bad. You thought like skateboarding made you always feel like a little cool, and then you started getting into rock and roll and like stealing records. It's just,
I didn't get into records till later. But skateboarding,
I skipped skateboarding.
One band that I really like that Mike McHugh recorded is Les Shock. Les Shock, and they're from Long Beach, and they're just like this weird electro punk band.
Reunited
like nothing
again.
I've ever heard since,
Cool, man.
They're reunited again. In June.
Mike recorded them, and like
So Mike McHugh.
Jeremiah showed me Les Shock.
Is that what you said, Mike?
Yeah. I learned that through skateboarding. Sorry.
Who's this guy, Mike McHugh?
Oh, we haven't talked about Mike McHugh yet.
You just called him Mike earlier.
Yeah, you called him Mike, but I don't know who he is. Oh, is this the Distillery guy?
Mm-hmm.
The Distillery.
So Distillery was a band.
No.
Oh, what is it?
The Distillery was a recording studio in Costa Mesa. Recorded the Growlers.
Oh, okay, so pretty
Black
popular
Lips.
spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harlem.
Dude,
Makeup party.
Makeup party. Yeah.
This is why.
Les Shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big reason why
that's
I do
like,
the podcast, is because I'm just getting into the scene.
Cool.
But I know so little about it.
We have to document it.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
what we're doing. We're recording this, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We have to
this is the inside scoop.
record it. Records.
I have
records,
a lot of people that message me, and they're like,
keep it alive.
They're just saying like, dude, I listen to your podcast whenever it comes out, and I just like get to know about all these bands that are doing shit right now, and I think about it like, if I did this even just for 5 years, like just hung out with people and did a podcast. If I did that for 5 years, 20 years from now, like it's gonna be a great fucking catalog of like, and some of these bands are gonna make it, man. It's just the way it works out. Some of these people are gonna do cool shit. And it's not, I'm not talking about like riding people's coattails. I'm just saying like, dude, it's nice.
Not at all.
It's nice to fucking like,
you have a
be
job.
a part of
gospel.
That's a job to
rock and
fill,
roll.
We all have to fill it.
Rock and roll's a religion, right?
But it's also a production,
Yeah.
Music is a production, unless it's live.
But
any production, it takes the guy who's gonna record it, the guy who's gonna store the tapes, we record all analog. I just fucking unloaded like 40 tapes from my car. It was a fucking bitch.
2 inches.
We use 2-inch tape. It's like 10 inches by 10 inches.
Is it super heavy?
2 inches.
Right.
It's not bad,
pounds,
but
like that.
Okay.
but it's pretty heavy. Yeah, it's metal and magnetic tape.
So let's get into that.
Yeah.
You started. Did you start Hubba Baloo, or how'd you get associated with that?
That's basically, I changed my Instagram name from my name to like Hubba Baloo because I was reading a Reverse Thesaurus. Have you guys ever read a Reverse Thesaurus?
No.
I was trying to find words. It's like, I guess this book, you'll look up something that you think it is, and you'll find the word that you're looking for.
Oh, okay. So
instead of looking up the word and then its synonyms, you look up the synonyms, and then it's weird.
That makes sense.
It kind of confused me even like looking at it, but
that makes sense.
But I found a word. I just opened it up one day or whatever, and
so what does it mean?
Chaos or commotion.
Yeah. When people say that, they'd be like, "What's all Hubba Baloo?"
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, the hubbub. There's different words for it. There was a list of words, and I was like, "Wow, all these words are really cool."
Yeah.
And there's a show in the '60s called Hullabaloo, which was like a variety show, and like the Kinks would play on it, or the Beatles, or whatever.
So you've always had a fascination with
rock
that
and roll.
era of rock and roll,
or just I like old music. and you know.
So how'd you get into having a recording spot?
I was doing it out of my garage.
Mm-hmm. Which is this, right?
Yeah. Some band. I asked at the Continental. You know, I booked them at the Continental, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come over and record in my garage tomorrow?"
Yeah.
On my tape machine, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck yeah," and they did it, and they put it out because I guess they have a few labels like putting them out.
Okay.
One of them's called Feel It Records in Virginia, because they're from what is it, Bloomington, Indiana.
That's pretty, man. That's nice.
They're from Bloomington. They're rad, dude. I love like Midwestern bands. They're so good because they're like snowed in all year, so they just have to practice all the time or something, you know?
Yeah.
I've
got this buddy of mine. He's in a band called I can't believe I'm blanking on the name right now.
Yeah.
But I'll remember it. But anyway, he's going to be at the Republic soon.
Cool.
And then at Lot 1. But they're from Texas.
Yeah.
And they're fucking rad, man. They're super fucking rad.
Texas is great. He just got back from South by. We can talk about South by.
Yeah, for sure. What were you doing in South by? Just visiting, or what were you?
It was the first time I've been
What's
there.
the hub up, man?
Yeah. Give us
chaos,
an inside scoop.
Man. It's all chaos. Eternity chaos. Morning chaos. I just jumped in the burger van with them because I have a buddy who's living out there now.
Okay.
Master accountant Randy. And he put me up while I went to all the burger shows and saw my new favorite band, Chai, from Japan. That burger just was blessed to put out the record in America.
They're a burger band, mind you.
Ooh, yeah. Chai is a pop hit. Gonna sweep like the world soon.
He said that they're the next big thing. Like, he's no joke. They're signed to Sony already.
No way.
Right?
Are they?
I
was looking for it in the back, and my friend kept saying that.
He lied to me then.
Well, I don't want to go on record, but they're signed to Burger, and that's good enough, right?
No, yeah, they have sponsorships by Fender, Roland. Like,
Sean said they play for like 10,000 people in Japan.
Okay.
You say Chon?
Chai, like chai tea latte.
Chai.
Yeah, but
Sean played. Sean played rhythm guitar in the Makeout Party, and he's the co-founder of Burger.
He's the owner
Records.
of Burger. He's the Burger owner.
Dude, somebody really needs to put together a fucking local encyclopedia. Like, because I'm going back and forth with names. I'm following.
You
pretty
should
well.
know, but who cares?
No, I mean I should, which is why I'm doing this. But so you're at South by, so you're still tight with the Burger guys then, if they let you hop in the van.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen them in a couple of years because I moved up to Humboldt.
But they're in Fullerton. They have a shop. They're a record store
super nice.
as well.
That's where I get all my records.
Yeah, cool.
They're in love with rock and roll just like us.
They don't really, they need to connect their shop audience with their label audience. They're like not really doing it.
Well, they just expanded the shop.
But maybe if you walked in there and they said, "Hey, we have all the we're a label," or something. I don't know.
Bobby, I've met him a few times.
Yeah.
He's every time I'm in there, he's telling me about shows that they
that's
have,
good.
Or like shop shows. So they do a good job, but I'm there a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's nice. But those guys
you just didn't know, really.
They get pretty
word of
faded
mouth anymore.
You don't really know what they're about.
Social media.
No, I knew what they were about, but I didn't know their history.
Label. Okay.
Yeah.
Their history, Fullerton, Anaheim.
They're very cryptic.
I knew it was Fullerton.
Brian, who owned a record store in LA, is actually their partner.
Okay.
He started it, I think.
Which record store?
Half and half. They brought their whole collection in there. And just sold like most of their collection and started a burger record store.
And now they have 2 stores.
Well, they bought the building next door, the next.
Well, no,
location.
I'm talking about in LA too. Narburger.
No,
is that not theirs?
Really? Oh,
Narburger. You don't even know about that? Bro?
Well, I didn't know that was their store.
I don't know.
I thought there was the memories. You know the
Mm-hmm.
memories.
I think I don't know.
The memories are a band from Portland that came down and started a Narburger store. It's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're in White Fang too. If you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
The memories, they're pretty popular. I guess they
have Nar tapes.
They got Narburger, Nar tapes.
I saw them.
But I guess they got like the green light for a pilot on Comedy Central.
What?
Yeah,
to do what?
They're like a jokey band.
Is he being serious? I feel like every time he says something that like.
That was actually told to me in confidentiality, and I told him.
Well, this is a podcast, dog. You gotta spill the beans.
You gotta spill the beans.
Everyone tune in, right? Comedy
That's
Central.
why you
if
tune
want
in,
to see the show.
baby.
Dude,
Everyone write your local congressman and tell him to listen to
I want to
Big
see
Race.
Joe Rogan.
Dude, I saw Joe Rogan 2 months ago at the Ice House in Pasadena.
What'd he do?
It was comedy. He was there with
what?
what's his fucking name? I'm picturing Bert Kreischer, but it's not that guy. Tom Segura. He was there with Tom Segura.
We need to do acid on the podcast. I know I asked you about acid, and I don't know if you got it because I did ask you to get me acid.
My buddy doesn't have it right now.
Was he talking about acid the whole time?
But have you done shrooms and stuff like that?
Yeah, let's do shrooms. On
Have
the
you done
podcast.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think acid goes a little bit beyond that.
Yeah.
It's a little more in your mind. But
Definitely.
if you've done shrooms, you should be able to handle acid for sure.
I got burned here the other day.
Is this a drug-related thing?
You?
Maybe.
Maybe. Were you using a torch?
No, I don't even know how I got burned. Actually, I do know. It was with a soldering iron.
Why were you?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to carry a multitask and I burned myself.
You're like a detective, man.
That's kind of my job. I gotta get them to tell the full story because some people are just listening to this.
Crying.
You know what I mean?
And they want to know. It's like, why would you say that without explaining the whole story?
And I just did a podcast yesterday, and so like when I get them rolling, it kind of like I get in the mode of like actually asking questions that lead somewhere. It just becomes easy.
Do you guys know what a soldering iron is?
Yeah, that's what I used to fix my guitar.
That's what I ironed my pants with.
Well, at the studio, we use soldering iron.
Wearing metal pants.
I've seen him use a soldering iron a bunch.
This is a plug. I'm trying to sell our microphones.
Metal pants. They're orange.
Those are nice pants.
Those are nice
I think they are. I just got them while I was here. Save More. Across the street from the parks. Having a show tonight. Dan's doing sound.
Save More is around the corner over here.
Dude,
it's
right next to the Mongolian Inn and that fucking place.
I love Save More.
Tight.
It's a good thrift
They
store.
redid that spot.
It's a good
I went to my alcohol classes there after I got my DUI. TC services. Thank you.
Okay. I got caught at Disneyland with a pot cookie.
Yeah.
So I used to take
That's so funny.
I used to like take ecstasy at Disneyland all the time in high school. But the thing is, I'd have it in my pocket, and they never check your pockets.
Yeah.
But this specific time, I had an edible, and my mom dropped me off, and the edible was in my backpack.
It smells.
No, but here's the thing. So I was walking through downtown Disney, and I knew they're gonna check my backpack, but they wouldn't check my pockets.
Yeah.
So
I started eating it really fast.
No, I unzipped it, and I put it from my backpack like this fast. Unzipped it from my backpack, put it in my pocket. Yeah. They've got cameras everywhere. As soon as I got through the gates, I got fucking tackled by this guy. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on yet, right? I'm just getting tackled walking up to the tram.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I feel like I'm going to have to like fight this guy. And he goes, Disneyland police. And he holds...
Give me that cookie!
He fucking holds up a badge that has Mickey Mouse on it. Like a sheriff's badge. And
That's the future, man.
That's
what I'm afraid of.
I'm besides myself. And I'm like, what the fuck? And
a badge with Mickey Mouse on it?
Yeah. So I want to start laughing, but this guy just started tackling me. So I'm like super fucking confused.
That's Anaheim, dude. That's where I grew up.
And then he's like, show me what's in your pocket. So I grab the edible, but I'm trying to be smart about it. I grab the part that has the label with the Buddha and all the pot on it. Like I grab that with the side on my palm. So I'm showing him the back of a cookie. And I'm like, it's just a cookie. And he's like, turn it over. And I'm like, fuck. And it's got like weed on it. And it's like THC. Like all stuff. So the cops come.
How old were you?
16.
How old are you now?
24. And I'm just telling him like, yeah.
Did that cookie fuck you over though? Did they prosecute you and all that?
No, so here's what happened, because you said that you had to go to like a group thing. So I was honest with the cops.
Yeah.
I was DJing at that time, and somebody did give it to me at a party. So I was like, look, I was just going to come here. I was going to take the edible. I've smoked weed before. That's honestly what I was going to do. Like, I'm not trying to be like nefarious or anything. Yeah. They were like, well, since you're cooperating, we're just going to have you do 1 day at a class. Oh. So I went to this class.
They sentenced you there?
Yeah.
In Disneyland?
Yeah. I was still in the park, and they they made
sounds shady. Go to this bungalow right now.
No, but the real cops eventually came, and they're the ones that were like, you've cooperated, so if you got to show up to this place. If you don't show up, then you'll have to go to court. Huh. So I showed up, and I did a little group class thing, and all we talked about was all the times we got high. That's pretty much all it was.
Oh, man.
Wow.
It was nice.
That's pretty
when you do ecstasy in Disneyland, do you end up like grinding up against the characters or like going up to them like,
Dude, what's so funny about ecstasy is that I can take probably up to 4 pills in a day, and like you wouldn't be able to tell.
Huh.
Like
I've never done it before.
I used to talk to like my teachers face to face, like rolling balls.
Yeah,
and they would never be able to tell.
It's like a medication, yeah.
I mean, I would be fucking.
Well, with
high.
any drug, you can go up to people and talk to them.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but with enough ecstasy, you'll be grinding your teeth. You'll be like rubbing your palms.
You just have
like,
a high tolerance.
Same with
for it?
I
cocaine.
guess I have a high tolerance. I don't like cocaine.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's how it works. You know?
Yeah, there's just some things we're good at,
Drugs.
some things we're not. No worries.
Mushrooms. Those are the best for everyone who hasn't tried them.
I still
think
haven't done mushrooms, but I've done acid a bunch of times.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
better than acid. Acid's made with mushrooms and
Yeah, I feel like
cut with
mushrooms is
speed.
more chaotic because it's natural.
It's natural.
So it's just like
Chaotic.
it's not made by a human. You know, it's not made to be pleasant and
What?
like
It is a poison.
Yeah.
Acid just makes me really, really uncomfortable. Even if I'm having a great trip and everything's really
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
The anticipation.
Yeah.
Racing
I've,
heart.
I've got really bad anxiety.
Oh, so it's
and that's why I
it's
can't
like
smoke pot
speed?
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I can do tons of Adderall and I'll be fine.
It's weird.
But with I
because
just
it's
get
more psychoactive.
It gets cut with a
obviously.
upper though. Usually acid.
yeah, because I can usually feel it in my legs. Like my legs, I just want to like run or something. I can feel that.
You
Running
guys should-
is the best thing to do on acid.
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
should
very
look up
fun.
this article where this guy. It's Vice magazine. You know, back when it was just a magazine.
Yeah.
There was this article where this guy took like all these weird different drugs and drew a picture.
I've seen
for
those.
everyone.
I've seen
Yeah.
it too.
Those are cool.
It's an article on Vice magazine.
Does he do the same drawing?
Well, here's the thing. Here's
He draws himself. Sorry,
Oh yeah.
he draws himself
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one with him on Adderall, he draws like a snake and it's like tons
Yeah,
of scales.
and it's
stuff.
all these like man-made drugs too, like
Yeah.
B6596.
He does a bunch of stuff, but what I always wondered about that is he's such a great artist that he finished that like all in one sitting.
No,
Or did he have to take that drug every time he was?
no,
gonna
you
work on the
can't take
painting?
it. Oh,
You know what I
He
mean?
did it. I think
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
it alla prima. That's
I don't think
one
he
sitting.
had the option.
Yeah.
You know, it was an experiment basically, where
Oh, I thought that
you
was
just
a
like
thing
take the
where
drug
he
and,
did it
and you
himself.
draw it.
So he must be a like speed artist. Like he can
Is
do
it
things
that
fast.
detailed and shit?
Yeah, well, it's
pretty
like
fucking
you
detailed.
tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna take this pill, and then
It's a job
in
for him, I
and
guess.
in 1 hour, I'm gonna start drawing.
Well, you know what?
myself.
Actually, I'll correct myself because if you take Adderall,
Yeah.
like a strong Adderall, you'll be high for about 4 hours. It'll be in your system.
Yeah, I've
so you have
tried
4 hours to do a drawing or something. So
That's how I got really good at the Continental. Was I would take Adderall and drink Red Bull the whole time I was
that'll
bar
Fuck
backing.
you up, man. It's
No,
good.
yeah, the whole time I was bar backing and just bar backed the shit out of that place. And they were like, "Wow, you're a good bar back. You should be a bartender." And that's how I became a bartender.
Yeah.
Thanks
Wait,
to
what's a barback?
Dude, that was so fucking funny when I was at the bar with my new.
But it's bad for your heart. It got my
Oh.
heart all racing. and
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
But I have friends that are prescribed it too. You know, so it's
Yeah,
like,
but it
are the pharmaceuticals like what? You know, like are they?
I mean, they're
are-
still bad for you.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
shouldn't be
still bad
taking
for
stuff
you.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's better to
Your
be all
guts.
natural.
Fuck
I like
the
natural
pharmaceutical
shit.
country.
Dude, I feel like the Adderall really dried me out, like my
Yeah.
organs and shit.
Shit, man.
You know what I
Dried
mean?
out your organs.
I just feel because like it's just you got to drink a lot of water on it. Kind of reminds me of ecstasy. You just feel dried out the
Yeah,
next day.
that's not good.
I don't like it.
You can feel like you're gonna die sometimes, like
I've had that with
anxiety,
ecstasy a
like
few times.
panic attacks and shit.
I've never had a panic attack on
Yeah.
Adderall, but I've definitely felt like
I have.
high stress.
Not at the time, but like hours later. I think it's the withdrawal.
Oh yeah, I've
May-
had that.
Maybe the withdrawal.
I used to do Adderall, and then I would feel like if I didn't sleep or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I would feel the next day like somebody had like dosed me with LSD.
Oh,
I started to feel like I was coming up or something,
wow.
and I just realized it was because my brain was so tired.
Sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deprivation.
sleep deprivation.
but you can't sleep.
That shit's
yeah.
awesome.
It's
I guess that's how
Third
Weezer,
wave.
that band Weezer, like they would try like sleep deprivation to get like in weird altered states, and that's how they would make music. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard.
I think that just happens when you're like a band of that caliber. Anyway, you're just not sleeping.
No,
You know what I mean?
or if you're
You're too stressed. You're touring all the time.
But that's like a big thing with me is like I love the Continental room because I could stay up late and still do something. I like always
Keep
stayed up
busy.
late anyway. I was like, fuck. So it worked out. Like it turned my schedule into something positive, you know.
Yeah.
And
So you're
same
a
with
natural-
music. Like if I'll like hang out with my daughter all day.
Yeah.
And then at night, like when she goes to sleep, I'll go to the studio and work on shit for hours. I'll stay up so late.
Is it gonna happen tonight?
Dude, I do that here.
Yeah, it happens every night. And I'm so sleep deprived, and I always feel like I'm gonna like just fade away. But it's just like this workaholic. Like, you know.
I'll do that when I'm hanging out with friends and like we stop hanging out like at 10 or 11.
Because it's so fun.
I'll just come here and play guitar for like hours.
Yeah.
I love staying up late and working on tape machines. And
on
shit.
tour with Come Stain, I didn't sleep for like, I slept like maybe 7 hours the first week.
Oh man!
And I was so fucked up. We were driving into Minneapolis.
Was this a drug thing or just a stress thing?
No,
why weren't you
just
sleeping?
Weird environments, excitement. Like I'm pretty excitable and like insomniatic, and we were driving to Minneapolis, and there was all these tornadoes like starting to touch down and look like eggs dropping in honey. And me and my friend Brian were just laughing while everyone was stressed out, afraid of the tornado warnings on the radio.
Because
like, we want to die in the tornado.
Yeah, you're just so like out of it that you're just like all you can do is laugh. You're like
we were having a good time.
Yeah, tour is like a lot of sleep deprivation because you stay on floors. Yeah. You stay on hard floors like this.
I'm pretty used to that.
Yeah, well, you don't sleep right that way.
If you don't have enough money for beer, I guess.
You can't really like
every night
like go into that deep REM sleep, you know?
Right. Dude, people say that. People say that when you.
I can't sleep in a car either.
I can't do that.
It's fucking weird.
I can't do that.
Some
Austin,
people can.
I just drove 24 hours. I probably slept twice, and I probably slept like 4 hours on both rides.
Mm-hmm.
In a van like that, yeah. If you're in a van and you can lay down on a whole seat, it's great. Was that what you had?
I slept a couple hours because I could lay down, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when I was a kid, I used to be able to knock out like leaning on the window, but I can't do that anymore.
No, because you're thinking about all the variables, you know.
I'm just
I think subconsciously, for me, I think that's the reason.
I'm monitoring for safety, I think.
Yeah.
I want to stay alive.
Yeah.
What do you got to live for?
Nothing, man.
To live.
So let's get into
life.
More of the hubbubaloo.
Hubbub.
So you're recording with a fucking mixer from Muscle Shoals?
Yeah.
Is this what I read on your bio? How the fuck did that happen?
Mike.
It's the distillery once again.
Okay.
Mike has owned this board for fucking years now.
Well, let's give a little history for the listeners.
Yeah.
You describe Muscle Shoals.
Muscle Shoals is their first hit was You Better Move On by Arthur Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
So after this hit was a hit, Rick Hall, the guy who produced it in his garage or this bathroom or whatever, he's like, when I took that money and bought my first Telefunken microphone, like this, you know, German standard that Frank Sinatra and everybody uses.
Yeah.
They're these like...
It was a standard at the time. It was a great microphone.
So he started Fame Studio in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And then his next hits were like When a Man Loves a Woman, and then he had Wilson Pickett as a house artist, Etta James, Aretha Franklin.
Fuck me. Man.
And then the studio guys, the session, because there was these guys these fucking white boys who were playing this gnarly. Oh, Aretha Franklin too. All her hits were the Muscle Shoals sound. They were these studio musicians that lived at the studio pretty much. Mm-hmm. And then they did, you know, a bunch of shit.
So Muscle Shoals has this like huge history of just hits and like bands even today try to get recorded by stuff that is had been at Muscle Shoals.
Like 60s, 60s, late 60s, early 70s. In the early 70s, the session guys were like, well, Rick's getting all the money because he's the studio owner, label owner, or whatever it was. And they broke off and started their own studio. They're like, all right, Rick, you're pretty rich. We're going to go off and start our own studio and get rich ourselves. Off all the shit we're playing on anyway, you know. We're already all producers, engineers. And they bought this mixer called a Flickinger by Dan Flickinger. And Dan Flickinger was a like crazy army trained engineer back to the army. Like he actually he made these boards, these mixers, you know, when you go to a bar or a venue and they have a mixer, you know, to do the sound, you gotta have a microphone for every instrument, a microphone for every drum on the drum. So you get a mixer, but Mike owns this mixer that came from that second studio that they started, you know? Mm-hmm. This gnarly mythical beast, like technology shit, you know?
It's funny because I battle between living...
It's huge. It's like 9 feet long. It's about this long by that
Dude,
wide.
I've seen them.
Just like this.
I've looked them up.
It's 70s. It was commissioned in 68 and it was finished in 71 for Muscle Shoals, which was those guys, and then consequently Lynyrd Skynyrd recorded on that mixer.
Oh wow!
All their albums, Allman Brothers.
Oh man.
Summeretha, Andre Williams.
See, I was gonna say that I battle with this like internal thing that I have where it's like, but I love living logically, where I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter what you record on, it matters how you play. Yeah. But there is something about the vibe.
It's just like a vintage piece.
A certain guitar can bring you, or there's a vibe that being in like, or using a certain mixer.
But more than that, basically what Mike and a lot of people who record are after is that real tone that you used to get on, you know, Zeppelin records or Beatles records or whatever. There's a certain tone with tape.
I think...
And those old electronics that had no... basically what this board has that is so great is these old parts, you know, these old electronic parts that make it sound so good.
Right.
That it's unobtainable now because they don't make them anymore.
I do think that 100% there's that. But I also think there's a thing that we don't do anymore, which I think should happen more. When you only had 8 channels or something to mix on, everybody had to play at the same fucking time.
Yeah, we have a 16-track tape machine.
But at the time when they were only doing 8, they had the band play it front to back. And I don't think that happens as much anymore.
You have the drums on one track. And then the backup singers on one, the bass, the guitar, and
I just think that bands
only get so much.
Some bands aren't as tight anymore. Like you can be a big band, like a huge band, be touring everywhere, and you guys never meet up in the studio together.
Take 80.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah,
I know, but it happens with these big like pop rock acts. Yeah, but when you get a band. What?
You don't meet in the studio?
Some of these bands, they don't. They just send the fucking, like, tracks. They're like, they send the guitar track to somebody.
Really?
Really?
Dude,
that's how it works now?
Dude, it's happened that way since they had digital recording.
Huh. Yeah.
Like, it just makes it easier.
Everyone's practicing on Skype and...
Well, no, they just...
Shanghai. That's kind of cool, I guess.
It kind of is, because it allows you to make music with somebody in Japan or make music with
But you don't get that, like...
being in the room with somebody and fucking jamming and like finding sound.
On the old days, like being in the garage is the best thing, you know. Like
that's why I love those albums because they just sound.
I think we're the last generation that's gonna see like. No, maybe not.
Dude, isn't it weird that like the rock stars that like are the first rock stars, they're like all dying right now. Like rock and roll wasn't that long ago.
No,
but like
Beatles, like
all the guys are
Chuck Berry.
They're checking out now, man.
Yeah,
and that's.
It's dying out.
They're alive at the same time we're alive. How fucking weird is that?
But it's not them. It's rock and roll. It's a force itself.
Oh, well, with the digital age, nothing will ever die. Everything's cataloged now, and anytime you want to go search out
we go to digital too, you know, but
sure.
In the initial process of capturing the band, we use tape and like old microphones. It's pretty cool.
That's fun, man.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to...
we're recording the next Pipsqueak album.
Oh, nice.
Right now.
But I think we're going to name it something different other than Pipsqueak, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe not.
These are all old songs that we're doing. They're old songs. So
okay, so maybe it's just the Pipsqueak. Yeah, we'll keep it going then.
Nice, man.
So
I'll be sure to tell people
Stay tuned for some shows at the Continental.
Dude, and you are having...
Or the Republic.
The oil pans.
Oh, Hubba Baloo is also a booking page.
Right.
Like you can...
You've hosted many shows.
You can message me and I'll book some shows at the Continental.
Yeah, nice.
Monday nights, yeah.
I've been to almost all of them in the past
man, that's awesome.
4 months. No, 3 or 4 months.
Thanks for doing that.
It's just a great place to like go listen to some rock on a Monday. Like it's not playing top 40 shit.
A little curtain.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a nice do you guys want to talk about the Continental?
Yeah.
tell you some stories.
I just saw a picture that Manny posted on Facebook that was like the Continental in the 70s.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I'll send it to you.
To the left.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
All right, we're back from a break. And...
Piss break.
Piss break and beer break.
Beer break.
We all had to go. But, yeah, so thanks for coming on, Tony and Brent.
Thank you for spreading the word on
rock and roll.
Different subjects ranging from music to
drugs.
Music to drugs.
Yeah.
From M to D.
Wait, let's talk about sex for a minute.
For the local community.
It's good for the local community. Yeah.
And for the worldwide community as well.
But we're going to do something great here.
But people around the world got to know about Orange County, North Orange County, rock and roll, the Psychic Wave,
so
Burger Records.
Go and record with Hubba Baloo. Go on some analog stuff and fucking rock it out.
Yeah. 16 tracks, analog.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And also go buy my t-shirts, thepsychicwave.com, so I can pay my baby mamas. And
hell yeah.
And April 1st at the Continental Room, I'm throwing a show. It's going to be Slugs, Family Cash, and Bundy. Fuck. That'll be Easter Sunday, April Fool's Day.
Wear your best.
Wear your best. Come party, because I know you'll be mad at your family. And you will be at the Republic tomorrow. The audio of
the oil pans.
The audio for this will be up tomorrow morning, so people should listen to it and come out.
Time.
At the Republic, we play last.
Nice.
Also, Bud Overdose is playing. That's members of Audacity.
Really? Huh.
No biggie.
No biggie.
No biggie.
They're new, right? They're new.
They're pretty new, yeah.
Well, honestly, thank you guys for coming on, and we're going to do something really great here.
Yeah.
The first time.
Also, I should mention, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
Mike McHugh.
Mm-hmm. Do your shout-outs. Yeah, do your shout-outs.
Mike McHugh, Long Live, The Distillery. That's pretty much what Hubba Baloo, I guess, is promoting is The Distillery. Because Mike McHugh has recorded so many bands for for cheap, like all analog. He's just keeping that shit alive, and that's what I'm working for, I'm his employee basically. I'm
keeping it real.
I'm just a studio
studio rat.
Watch. Yeah, I'm just like making sure that
you're a producer.
You're
a producer too.
Well, yeah. I mean, no.
Yeah.
Well, we're teaming up to keep this shit alive, and
nice.
Mike McHugh, The Distillery, look him up on Discogs, what he's done, and come record with us and keep this shit alive.
Fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
Long live rock and roll.
When we got enough songs, we'll come do it. When we get something down, we got a new bassist. So
even one or two songs.
Yeah.
To have from Mike McHugh is like, he'll be like, I'm happy with this. You could put a single out and be cool with it.
Put a single.
Cheap.
Nice.
We don't charge you like up the ass, or anything like that.
Awesome. Yeah, you sent me prices a while back, and it was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, we're always doing deals. If like business is slow, we're just like, we need to get a band in here. No, like just give us like whatever, But we've got a bunch of analog gear, and Mike McHugh is a super genius that builds his own mics. Everything we have is like custom McHugh. It's like
custom
just
McHugh.
one of a kind studio. So check it out and go watch all these local bands around here too.
For sure. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to do something cool, which is we're going to get a song out of you guys.
Pipsqueak.
A Pipsqueak song.
Is that what we're calling it?
Are we doing it?
What song do you want to do?
Dude, should we talk about who Pipsqueak is?
We did.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to do a short history of it, for sure. Like
this is Brent Henry. He's got a band called Pipsqueak.
Never name your band Pipsqueak.
That's where I got my start, was playing bass for Pipsqueak. And we're trying to keep that alive too.
And without further ado, this is Brent and Tony of Pipsqueak performing their song, My Love's Like a Horse Untamed. Take it away.
This is little Tony right here. Say hi.
Hi, Brent, and we're reviving Pipsqueak right now with Drew over here. Thanks, buddy. All right. What's the speed here?
Play it out, boys.
169.
Don't throw this love away like I do almost every day. My love's like a horse on tire. I need you like the grass needs rain, like how birds come when the summer ends. Wish you knew my name, and then maybe you'd feel the same. Just had to see you see some way. Alright, go Tony, solo. I'm in a bush on your front lawn. When you're home, the lights turn on. I dial your number when you're alone. Can't you hear my voice, little girl, saying you're your thing in the world? I know things are good. We'll be together like I know we should. You'll walk down the long, long aisle. I'll lift up your veil and there'll be a smile. We'll both say I do. Jump on a jet to our honeymoon. Just hope that